It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Time for us to get into our Medical Tuesday topic, and today we're talking all about parasites, which I think just scares everyone out there because nobody wants to think that they have a parasite in them, but apparently they're more common than we actually think. In fact, if you want to ask questions regarding that, give us a call on 083-9133-728. Dr. Darren Green in the hizzle. How are you, sir?
Splendid, and you?
Very, very well, very well. Looks like you woke up on the right side of the bed this morning.
Correct, correct.
All right, let's start off our topic asking the very basic, simple question of what is a parasite?
A parasite is a living organism that needs a host to sustain its life. It needs something to plug into. It needs something to attach to live off. It can't sustain life on its own. In other words, for its nutrient requirements, its oxygen requirements, etc., it needs to live inside a live host. So, you know, like the movies always depict a leech on the outside of the skin, sucking blood from you for nutrients and for sustainability. So too we have other parasites that live inside the human body that are dependent on what we eat to ensure that they get enough food.
That just makes my skin crawl a little bit. Just a little bit, though. But, so obviously they come from somewhere outside and then they invade our bodies. They congregate, as we were saying the last time. So how do we get parasites?
Yes, the most common form is orally. So you get not the adult form of the parasite or the worm. The worms are the big ones that everyone knows about. So you get the eggs. You ingest the eggs of the parasite, which are then ingested, enter through the mouth, go down the esophagus into the stomach, and then once they're in the stomach, they move into the intestines. And when they're in the intestines, those eggs hatch. And when the egg hatches, then you can imagine, then you have a mobile organism that can move. And that then leads to seeding elsewhere in the body.
Yeah, like you were saying that worms are the most common ones, but what are other common parasites that we get?
Back in about the 80s, people were using parasites to lose weight, for example, and one of them was a tapeworm, for example. So you get roundworms, you get flatworms or platyhelminths or tapeworms that look like a piece of sticky tape that can fold on each other for about 6 to 8 meters long. And then you get hookworms and pinworms that...
Not sourworms.
Yeah, no, not sour. Those are lovely. Like climbing Mount Everest, when you use that metal spike to dig into the snow, that's exactly what they can do in the gut. So those little hookworms then hook in, and they plant, and then they put their suckers into the lining of your intestine.
Yes.
And then obviously plug into your blood supply. And that's what happens. So certainly quite a few, a wide variety, almost 100 different kinds of worms that you can get. And the ones that we can test for, we test for by using your stool. So we often then test the stool and we can identify the eggs of the parasites. They have specific features under the microscope. They can then stain them, etc., and look at the shapes. And then we get an idea as to which infection you actually have.
Okay. Wow. All right. Very interesting topic indeed. 083-9133-728. That's the number to call if you have questions regarding our Medical Tuesday topic, which is all about parasites. And we'll be talking about how best to treat these parasites after the break. But first, let's find out what's coming up on our Feel Good Breakfast show. I know that there's a very, very big performance that we're waiting for, Zoe.